Okay, so it's been over 30 days since I started this habit challenge where I used the Mindfulness app to do 5 minutes of breathing. What has changed since then? So the first thing that I noticed when I started doing this habit, since I've done meditation before, it's basically the same thing. There's a couple things I want to note that are different. For the Apple Watch, this Breathe app right here, if you were to click it, it tells you to stay still, and then it does this thing with the visuals where you see it go expand and then contract into like a smaller circle. And basically you're supposed to inhale and exhale according to that. But personally for me, I don't really like the feel of haptics while I'm doing the breathing exercise, so I just turned it off. And secondly, I don't like staring at it while doing it. So the best I could do was just sort of like look at it the first time and then try your best to match it. Or I tried my best to match it in terms of tempo and then just tried to breathe in the same tempo, but it's not gonna be exactly the same. You could also change it in the app using your iPhone. There is a setting where you can change it to be like 7 breaths per minute, 6 breaths, and so on. I think it's default at 7. But again, I much prefer closing my eyes while doing this. So in the end, it ended up just being 5 minutes of breathing meditation. And I guess the tempo was the only new thing that was introduced from compared to when I used to like meditate for 5 minutes, doing the same breathing exercise. So let's just talk about those benefits. It's basically the same thing as before, but in case you've never tried meditation, breathing meditation, all you do is you sit still and then just focus on your breath, close your eyes and breathe in and out. And at the end of it, at least for me, what I feel is this sense of renewal where it almost feels as if I had a short nap and I just like woke up and I feel like less tired and more energetic. And I feel like my head is a lot clearer. It's beneficial to do it for sure. One of the reasons why I did this challenge was to sort of get back a habit, because the last habit I tried doing, last 30-day challenge, was sort of a failure. It was me doing, trying not to have any mindless use on my phone and mindless pickups on my phone, and a whole bunch of other stuff too involving my phone. You can check out that video if you're interested. But I failed that challenge, and that's why I wanted to do something that was easier. And for this one, what I did was at the hours of 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or 6 p.m., so 12 p.m., 3 p.m., or 6 p.m., I had my alarm set. Basically, this watch would ring during those times, and then I would do the breathing exercise one time out of those 3 slots. So it's basically try my best to do it at 12. If that doesn't happen because I'm like busy, then I have another alarm as backup at 3 p.m. And if that doesn't happen, then I have to do it at 6 p.m. And for the most part, I did this challenge pretty successfully. There were maybe like 3 to 4 missed days overall. And I made them up eventually. So I did do a total of 30 days, but it wasn't like straight through. Because some days I did have like events where I was out since the morning at like 6 a.m. and then I didn't get back home until like 8 or 9, and then I was just too tired to do anything. So those were days where I just couldn't, like I didn't have a moment's rest, or my brain just wasn't in it enough for me to accomplish it. But yeah, the challenge went overall really well, so I'm glad that I could basically recover and do what I wanted to do, which was like just start doing a habit challenge that was easier so I can get an easy win to move on to something bigger, which I think will be related to sleep for my next one. Anyways, for this one, another thing I wanted to mention was that I did try a few experiments with it. So I tried standing while doing it, and I tried doing it with my eyes open, like staring at the thing, and neither of those actually really helped as much as me just sitting down, relaxing, and breathing. Even laying down and breathing was as beneficial, I'd say, but you have to just be careful not to like nod off and sleep. So that's my sort of advice if you're gonna try this, is to actually do it with your eyes closed and sitting and being relaxed versus like standing or with your eyes open, or any of that basically. So that's my sort of 2 cents on this challenge if you're gonna try it. Also, you can't really move while doing it because the Breathe app will stop. It'll say that it sensed movement and therefore it stopped. So that's one downside to it, I guess. So I guess you can't really like walk around while doing the breathing exercise, which is unfortunate because it would have been nice to have done it like while walking my dog Belle or something like that. But unfortunately, the app just doesn't let you do that. Overall, the whole 5 minutes of meditation basically is pretty useful, but I'd say that the quiet meals habit that I started, like that I kicked things off with this year in terms of like just the habit challenges, is still the best habit that the best habit challenge that I've tried out so far. Like that saved me the most time and most energy and kept my mind clear. I'd argue that like, by doing that challenge, you don't really need to do this one because this one's sort of more like a mental reset. Like in the middle of the day, you just meditate and breathe. Like you feel refreshed and you feel like your head is clear. But if you did the quiet meals challenge where you just eat a meal without like watching anything, or you just stay distraction free throughout the day, I feel like it's not too necessary. It's almost as if like the Breathe app is trying to fix a problem that wouldn't be there if you were doing the quiet meals challenge. That's just how I feel personally. In terms of the quiet meals thing, I haven't been keeping up with it as much as I'd like, but occasionally I will have a quiet meal. I'd say that it's hard to keep track of all these habits at once. It's almost as if I should try my best to just maintain the best one, which is the quiet meals, and occasionally do the whole 5 minutes of breathing thing. I will say though, lately I haven't been napping as much as usual, so that might have something to do with the breathing as well. Usually I nap for about 20 to 30 minutes each day, but since I started the whole breathing app, I haven't really done that. That's something I noticed lately. That is actually really beneficial, I'd say, because I'm saving essentially 15 to 25 minutes. And that's actually something I just thought about right now, because like I didn't really notice it until now. But yeah, that combined with quiet meals will definitely help a lot. I think all in all, this is definitely a challenge worth trying, and I think that having the Apple Watch to sort of keep a record of all the times that you've done it, and for you to just look at it at the end of the month, that's like a really cool thing to have. I haven't really been doing it for the past few days, unfortunately, but I definitely should try to keep it up. A big downside to these habit challenges is that I put a lot of energy into maintaining it for the 30 days, but afterwards, I sort of let myself go, so I have to be careful about that. I think I'll make the next challenge a little bit easier. I did say it was gonna relate to sleep, and what I'm gonna just do is try to sleep before 11 p.m. for 30 days. That's a very, very simple challenge. So in the meantime, I'm gonna try to maintain this one as well as the quiet meals one, sort of build that one back up. Since I only do it occasionally now. Okay, that's it for now. Comment down below if you have any questions about this habit challenge, and hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Peace.